welcome you to Lion Gate Television, a subsidiary of Lion of Mbano Movies. I want to discuss with you about this topic, or not even a topic, it is an assertion. I want to discuss with you about this assertion. This assertion is not used by everybody. This assertion is mainly used by some criminal elements in our society. You can also hear it from some, an average Nigerian politician uses the assertion. The assertion says that stolen bread tastes better. From the West, in this statement, we know what stolen means. Stolen bread is stolen means the past participle of steal. Steal means taking what does not belong to you without the consent of the owner. That is to steal. To steal means taking or converting another person's property or whatever into your own use without the consent of the owner. And we know what is bread. Bread is a kind of food. Taste means, in this statement, taste really means the fulfillment or how it fills you or how you get fulfilled by eating it. Taste, the satisfaction you get out of eating that bread means the taste. And you know better is the opposite of worse. So stolen bread tastes better. Suggest here that there could be two types of bread. One, or the first, or maybe the bread all of us or many of us know is that first kind of bread. The bread you buy with your money. The bread you get out of your own resource. The bread that belongs to you. So this assertion, as I'm telling you now, suggests that this bread you get out of your own resource or you buy with your money does not taste good. Or even if it tastes good, the stolen bread tastes better than it. How did I come across this assertion the first time? It was 5 years ago. I had a friend, although he's still my friend up to now. By the end of this discussion, I will call him to come and explain to you his own version of the assertion that stolen bread tastes better. By my own definition, I have said something about stolen bread tasting better. So how did I come across or how did I come to know about this assertion that stolen bread tastes better? It was 5 years ago. I was going maybe on a journey. At a point, I discovered that some group of boys were trying to lynch a young man to death. At a very close watch, I discovered it was that my bosom friend, my childhood friend. So I stopped over. I inquired to know what he did, his offense. It was then I realized, or they told me, he stole a bread from a shop. My friend, he disappointed me that day. My friend, I did not know my friend before that time, or before that time I had not known him as a thief. But why? Why did it happen that he stole bread from a shop? Just a loaf of bread. A small loaf of bread. And my friend is not poor. It's not that poor that he could not afford a loaf of bread at that time. So the thing bewildered me. So I tried to calm them down, and I succeeded in maybe getting him out of their claws. Although most of them, they knew me. So when I intervened, I asked them to allow me to take him home. There are more than they could really see from that circumstance or in that circumstance. So they gave in to me. but insisted that we must pay for that bread. And the price we had to pay must be 5 times more than the normal price of that size of loaf of bread. So there was nothing I could do. I paid for the bread out of my purse. And when I was taking the boy home, or my friend home, not really a boy, we were of the same age. So when I was taking him home, he had sustained much injuries that I had to take him to hospital first to have him treated. So along the line, I was asking him, why? Why did you do this? A loaf of bread. A loaf of bread. I know you can afford maybe many loaves of bread of that size. Why did you do this? So the only thing he had to tell me is not that he wanted to steal the bread or he stole the bread because maybe he was hungry or whatever. He stole the bread because of the taste. I said, taste? Does some bread taste better than others? Even if they taste better than others, can't you buy those that you know their taste is good? Can't you buy them and eat? So the next thing he told me was, I'm sorry, my friend, but don't you know stolen bread tastes better? Don't you know that stolen bread tastes better? I was not in the mood of laughing or smiling, but it was funny. Somebody stolen bread tastes better. From that day, our kind of joke was changed to stolen bread tasting better. When I see him or when I saw him, I would say, stolen bread, he said, tastes better. But along the line, I came to read meaning into it. And how do I see it today? Stolen bread tasting better. Yeah. An average Nigerian politician will also tell you that stolen bread tastes better. An average Nigerian politician can afford a trailer load of bread, but they will like to eat that bread that belongs to a poor woman in his or her family. An average Nigerian politician, be you a commissioner, be you a governor, even a councillor, even a local government chairman, a senators, reps. An average member of this group I have mentioned can afford trailer loads of loaves of bread. But they will feel better when they eat that bread that belongs to the homeless. They will feel better when they eat that bread that belongs to the fatherless. They will feel better when they eat that bread that belongs to the widows. They will feel better when they eat that bread that belongs to the members of their constituency who are too poor even to make 3 square meals in a day. They will feel better when they eat their bread because they believe, they also use that assertion, they believe within themselves that stolen bread tastes better. If stolen bread does not taste better by them, how can a governor, how can he take up a project that will maybe cause his constituency or the people, his subject, 2,000,000 naira? Oh, sorry, 200,000 naira or 200 million naira. Then at the end of the project, he will tell them, or he will write down that that project was 200 billion naira. If he does not believe that stolen bread tastes better, a governor who controls the whole resource of a state, whose maybe allowance, even property allowance, a wardrobe allowance, housing allowance, or whatever, even fuel or petrol allowance, runs into billions of naira, he will sit down and maybe map out strategy to eat 10 million naira that belongs to a village or community. Stolen bread tastes better.